You have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. So there's been a shocking development in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, and it's almost conclusive proof. It's as close to conclusive proof, I guess, as we can ever get that he's not dead. Because, well, first of all, do you remember when we were assured that he killed himself by the FBI? Remember this?
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself.
Killed himself.
You want me to...
That's why I got to whisper. Whenever I'm really trying to tell you the truth, I go into my whisper voice. That's how I know it's real. You know it's real because I'm whispering it. And if I, when I'm lying, I'm screaming like I did at Candace Owens yesterday. But right now I'm whispering this, and so that's how you know it's real. And he said he's seen all the files.
I've seen the whole file.
He's seen
He
them.
killed himself.
Could you show us that file? Then why wouldn't you, Dan Bongino or Dan Mangina, why wouldn't you show us the file that convinced you that he killed himself? Why wouldn't you show us that file? I know you had to do custody of it, but here, let's get to the point. Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed, and how do we know? Because it's in the Epstein files. You want to see it? Here it is. You have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. So he didn't have a prostate. Here's another one. It's patient Epstein. Jeffrey, this is from LabCorp. This is in the files. It says after radical prostatectomy. So he had a radical prostatectomy. Here's another one. Bladder that contains approximately 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is, so this is from the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein. It says that his bladder had 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is slightly and diffusely enlarged with marked enlargement of the vermilabitanum. The testes are unremarkable. Boy, you don't want to hear that about your testes, do you? I saw unremarkable testes open for Foghat at the Fillmore in San Francisco.
Oh, no kidding.
I don't know if people ever... Foghat, that's a band from the 70s. So that's how old my producer is who wrote that joke for me. Anyway, lots of people don't realize that men all have something they're kind of like wisdom teeth, but it's like a wisdom prostate, you know? It's kind of like a backup system, right? They come in later. And if there's one single place a man needs additional wisdom, it's right around his dick and balls. Really. Maybe with all his legal troubles, he couldn't make his medical payment, so they came in and reinstalled his old prostate. Maybe that happened. On further examination, it was discovered he had JFK's old prostate. That thing has seen a lot of miles. Am I right? Come on. Oh, no, I have a prostate. I just don't have it on me right now. I've got it. I just don't have it on me. Come on. Okay, I'm offering my services as a gag writer to help liars get out of this one. Here's a sample. Why would we feel the need to check up his ass? It's only a prison. Come on. Am I right? Come on. We'll be right back with more of this story after a brief message from our sponsor. Hey, if you watch the show, you already know the corporate news doesn't inform you. It manages you. That's why I've been partnering with Ground News for more than a year now. It's a website and an app that lets you compare how the same story is covered across the media, all in one place. You pull up a story, and Ground News instantly organizes thousands of sources about it. Then it shows you visual breakdowns for political bias, reliability, and who owns the outlets reporting it. Let me show you how it works. Here's a story about thousands protesting after the fatal ICE shooting of Renee Good. Now, right away, you can see over 450 outlets reported on it, and Ground News pulls all these sources into one page. You can also see the bias distribution. This story has a mostly center and left-leaning coverage. And as you scroll, it shows you reliability and ownership, so you can spot when multiple outlets are really just the same corporate machine. Now, my favorite part is comparing headlines. On the left, you'll have outlets like Raw Story that say, they just want an excuse to rage. MAGA melts down over planned nationwide ICE protests. And on the right, 1010 WCSI says left-wing group backs tens of thousands of anti-ICE agitators nationwide. Same story, two totally different headlines. Ground News makes that obvious in seconds because you're looking at it all side by side. And I especially like their blind spot feed, which highlights stories that are disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum and ignored by another. It's basically a cheat code for finding what your team isn't telling you. If you're tired of realizing you've been stuck in an algorithm bubble, this is how you start popping it. So yeah, Ground News is a lot like this show. They're doing what we're doing, trying to cut through the garbage and give you the full picture. And best of all, they're giving my viewers 40% off their Vantage plan, which is what I use and includes access to all their features. This discount is only available through my link, so go to groundnews.com/JD. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to get started for about $5 a month and support an independent news platform working to make the media landscape more transparent. Grok, is it possible to grow a replacement prostate? Grok says no. It's currently not possible to grow a full replacement prostate gland for clinical use in humans. While research has made impressive progress in understanding prostate regeneration and creating lab-grown models, no technology exists today to produce a transplantable, fully functional human prostate replacement suitable for implantation. So no can do. I'm sure Elon Musk, though, is working on an iProstate app. For a monthly subscription, you can get e-boners as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi. You got to be on the same Wi-Fi. And so this shows you that he still had his prostate in 2016. So I wonder when he got rid of it. I wonder when that was. So see there it says he had chronic prostatitis. Check. And that was from 2016. So he still had it then. If Jeffrey Epstein autopsy notes the health of his prostate, but it's known that he had previously had it removed, then he either miraculously grew a new one or that wasn't his body. There's really no other conclusions to be had. I agree with you, Awakened Outlaw. I agree with you. By the way, this is from the International Business Times. I'm not making this up. This is from that's a legit publication, right? International Business Times. It says, is Jeffrey Epstein still alive? Prostate records fuel allegations that Hillary Clinton's brother's body was used as a substitute. Now, they show, this is the picture they put in the article. Tony Rodham's body substitution? I don't believe that. I don't think that this happened. I can't believe that the International Business Times would run with this story. That doesn't look like the dead guy.
The curve of the nose isn't there.
That's not right. It's not the same. So it's not him. No. So he died 2 months before Epstein's death. And so International Business Times is going off of Reddit threads. Users have cited differences. So so we know that the person they said was Epstein who died is not. But that does not mean it's Hillary Rodham Clinton's brother. And they kept his body on ice for 2 months so they could use that seems like a lot. I like how it says, it's important to note that no official evidence has been released to confirm that Tony Rodham's body was used in Epstein's death. These theories remain entirely speculative, but we thought we'd write a newspaper article on it anyway. We have absolutely no evidence, no proof, no anything that it was Hillary Rodham Clinton's brother. Way to go, International Business Times. Holy cow. But there you go. He didn't have a prostate, and the body that went through the autopsy did have a prostate, conclusively proving that that is not Jeffrey Epstein's body that they showed us. Jeffrey Epstein is 100% still alive. I'm going to go with 100%. I'm going to go Ghislaine Maxwell, not in prison. I would be willing to bet a lot of things on that. I would bet my retirement, which I don't know when is it coming. All my friends are retired.
Are they happy?
I don't know, but the guys that I see on YouTube doing videos are happy. They all say they're happy.
But they're doing videos on YouTube.
Yeah, they're doing videos about being retired. Here's what they don't tell you about retirement, right? So I click on it immediately. Why aren't they telling me? Those always get me. Here's what they're not telling you about retirement. Here's the 6 things nobody will tell you about retirement, stuff like that. Those get me every time I get them. Click, you got me. Hey, if you like to hear my jokes about this, come see me on tour in San Antonio, Albuquerque, Houston, Dallas, Salt Lake City. We'll be at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles on April 17th, and then we'll be in Las Vegas, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Come see me on tour in San Antonio, Albuquerque, Houston, Dallas, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, because if you go anywhere else, they'll charge you more.